1. Introduction. My name is Bella. I was 50 years old. My life was very calm. Every day was almost the same. I woke up in the morning, usually around 7 o'clock. I drank my coffee slowly, watching the birds. Then I went to my job. I worked in an office in the city center. It was a quiet job, working with numbers and papers. I liked my work. It was steady and gave me purpose. But it was not exciting or full of surprises. After work, I came back to my small house. I cooked dinner for myself, often something simple. Sometimes I read a book from the local library. Other times I watched a television show or listened to music. Then I went to bed, ready for another similar day. This was my daily routine, a cycle of calm and predictable moments. I had lived alone for a long time, more than 20 years. Many years had passed this way, one after another. I was not a sad person. I did not cry often, and I found joy in small things like a sunny morning or a good cup of tea. But I was not truly happy either, not in a deep, joyful way. My heart felt a little empty, like a house that was clean and tidy but lacked the warmth of other people. My friends were good people. They were kind to me and always ready to listen. We often talked on the phone. Sometimes we met for lunch or went for a walk. But all my friends had their own families. They had husbands, wives, and children. Their lives were full of noise, laughter, and activity. My life was different. It was very quiet. Sometimes I felt it was too quiet, almost silent. I lived in a small house with a lovely garden. I liked to take care of my flowers and plants. The garden was a peaceful place, a small green world. It was full of bright colors in summer and covered with white in winter. I enjoyed the simple beauty of nature, the change of seasons. But even in my beautiful garden, I felt a sense of being by myself. I thought about love sometimes, especially when I saw old couples walking hand in hand. I remembered stories from movies or books about great romances, but I believed that kind of love, the passionate, new love, was not for me anymore. I was 50 years old. I thought my time for big love and exciting new things was over. I thought those moments belonged to younger people. I had accepted my life as it was. I was alone, and I thought I would stay alone for the rest of my days. It was not a bad life. It was just a quiet life, without big highs or lows. I had my routines, my steady job, my kind friends, and my peaceful garden. These things made my days pass in a comfortable way. I did not expect anything new to happen. I did not look for a change. I thought my path was set, like a road that had no more turns. My future looked clear and simple, more quiet days, more peaceful evenings, always alone. I had made peace with my solitary existence. I believed this was my life now, and I was okay with it. This was Bella's world before something completely new began. 2. A new person. My friend Sarah called me one Tuesday. She often tried to get me out of the house. "Bella," she said, "there's a small music event this Friday. It will be fun. Come with me." My first thought was to say no. I usually stayed home. My evenings were quiet. I read books or watched television. Going out felt like a big effort. But Sarah was a good friend. She sounded happy. So after a moment I said, "Okay, Sarah, I will come." Friday evening arrived. I put on a nice dress. I felt a little nervous. The music event was in a small place in the city. When I arrived, the room was full of people. Many were talking and laughing. Soft jazz music was playing. I found Sarah, and she smiled and waved. We stood together near the back. Soon, a man stood next to me. He had a kind face and a little gray hair. He smiled. "Hello," he said. His voice was deep and calm. "The music is good tonight, isn't it?" I smiled back. "Yes, it is very nice," I replied. This was Arnold. He told me he was 55 years old. We started to talk. We spoke about the music first. He liked jazz, too. He asked me what kinds of music I enjoyed. I told him about my favorite songs. He listened carefully. His eyes were calm and kind. He did not interrupt me. He just listened with a gentle way. It felt good to talk to him. He asked questions that showed he truly heard my words. It was different from other conversations. We talked for a long time about music and other things. Time passed quickly. Later, the event finished. I said goodbye to Sarah and to Arnold. I walked home alone. The city lights were bright. The air was cool, but inside me something felt warm and new. It was a strange feeling. I had not felt like this in many years. It was a feeling of hope. My quiet life had been enough, but now maybe there could be something more. I thought about Arnold's calm eyes and his gentle smile. My heart felt a little lighter. I went to bed thinking about the music and about Arnold. It was a good feeling to have. 3. The first coffee. A week after the music event, my phone rang. It was Arnold. My heart beat a little faster. He asked me to meet him for coffee. I said yes right away, but my hands felt shaky. This was our first real date, just the two of us. I felt a mix of nervousness and excitement. I looked in my closet for a long time, choosing a simple blue dress. I wanted to look nice. I kept thinking about his calm eyes and gentle smile. What if it was awkward? But a new, happy feeling was also there. I arrived at the small cafe a few minutes early. It was a quiet place with soft music. I picked a table by the window. Soon, Arnold walked in. He saw me and smiled warmly. His smile made me feel instantly better. He sat down and we ordered our coffees. Then we started to talk. We talked for hours. It felt so easy, like we had known each other for a long time. Arnold told me about his life. He had worked in different cities and traveled a little. He said he now wanted a quiet, peaceful life. He spoke about his love for nature and his dog, Max. I also shared stories about my life. I told him about my work as a librarian and my love for books. I talked about my quiet routine and how I enjoyed simple things. He listened carefully to every word. He asked good questions, showing he was truly interested. We found out we both loved old movies and cooking simple meals. We laughed a lot. His laughter was warm and genuine. My own laughter felt light and free. It was easy to be myself with him. The hours passed quickly. We talked until the sun started to go down. I did not want the conversation to end. When it was time to leave, I felt a strong, easy connection between us. It was a feeling of comfort and understanding. As I walked home, the new, happy feeling was even stronger. It felt like something wonderful was beginning. 4. We learn more. Arnold and I spent more time together. Our relationship grew slowly. We learned new things about each other daily. It felt good to share my life with someone. After our first coffee, we met often. We did simple things. We walked in the big park. The trees were green and the air was fresh. We talked about small things like the weather or birds. Sometimes we just walked side by side. We also visited small markets. There were many colors and smells. We looked at old books and fresh fruits. Arnold always found something interesting. He bought me a small, colorful flower once. It made my heart happy. He remembered details I told him. This showed me he listened. Arnold was a very kind man. He was always patient with me. I was used to being alone, so sometimes I was quiet. But Arnold never pushed me to talk. He just waited. His patience was like a warm blanket. He was also gentle. He opened doors for me. He walked on the side of the street closest to the cars. These actions showed his care. With Arnold, I felt different. I was 50 years old, but he made me feel young again. I felt happy, like a girl of 20. My routine life changed. There was new excitement. I laughed more. I smiled more. I looked forward to every meeting. This feeling was new and strong. It made my heart beat faster. I started to think about Arnold all the time. At home, I thought about his calm eyes and soft smile. At work, I waited for his call. I realized what this feeling was. It was love. I was falling in love with Arnold. It was a big surprise. I had thought love was not possible anymore. But here it was real. My heart was full of hope. I had not felt this way for many years. It was a wonderful, amazing feeling. 5. Worried thoughts. Bella and Arnold's connection grew stronger each day. They shared many happy moments. Bella felt a joy she had not known for years. She thought her life was finally full. But not everyone was happy to see them. Some friends began to talk. "Bella, you are 50 years old," one person said. "Is it too late to start a new love story?" Another whispered, "Arnold is an older man. What kind of future can you have?" These words were not always said directly. Sometimes Bella heard them from others. Other times she felt quiet judgments. These comments made Bella uncomfortable. They made her think about her age. Bella began to have worried thoughts. She was truly happy with Arnold, but other people's words made her question things. She remembered her old belief that love was over for her. Was it foolish to think she could find love now? She was 50. Arnold was 55. Was it right to feel so much joy now? She worried about what others thought. She worried about their future. She had lived alone for so long. Was she ready for such a big change? These thoughts made her heart feel heavy. One evening, Bella could not hide her feelings. She sat with Arnold. Her eyes were sad. "Arnold," she started, her voice soft. "Are we doing the right thing? People say we are too old. They say it is too late for us to find love." A tear rolled down her cheek. She felt a deep sadness, a fear her happiness might be wrong. She looked at him, asking for an answer. Arnold listened carefully. He took her hands. His eyes were kind and steady. "Bella," he said, his voice calm and strong, "do not listen to those words. Love has no age. It does not look at years. It looks at your heart." He held her hands tighter. "We are not too late. We are not wrong. For us, Bella, we are exactly on time. Our time for love is now." His words were like a warm blanket. They pushed away some worried thoughts. He smiled gently. "We will make our own future, full of happiness." Bella looked at Arnold. His confidence and love filled her with new strength. The sadness slowly left her. She still had small worries, but Arnold's words helped her believe. Their love was real. It was right. It was strong enough to face the doubts of others and her own. She knew she wanted to be with him no matter what. 6. A trip to the sea. Arnold had a wonderful idea. He invited me to go on a trip. It was our first trip together, and it was to the sea. I was very happy. I had not traveled with anyone for many years. The thought of this new adventure with Arnold made my heart feel light and excited. We packed a small bag each. The next morning, we started our journey early. The sun was bright. We drove for a few hours, watching the green fields pass by. The road was long, but we talked and laughed easily. We listened to soft music. Every mile felt like a step into a new, happy part of my life. When we arrived, the sea was beautiful. The water was a deep, clear blue. The air smelled fresh and salty. We found a small, cozy place to stay near the beach. We quickly put our bags inside and went straight to the sand. The beach was wide and quiet. The sand was soft and warm under my bare feet. The waves made a gentle, calming sound as they came to the shore. We walked slowly, hand in hand, feeling the cool water touch our toes. I felt very calm and peaceful there, next to Arnold. It was a perfect day. As the sun began to set, the sky turned into a painting of orange, pink, and purple. It was a breathtaking sight. We sat together on a big rock, close to each other, and watched the colors change. We did not speak much, but our hands stayed connected. This silence was full of understanding and happiness. Later, when it was dark, we lay on a soft blanket on the sand. Thousands of stars shone brightly above us. They looked like tiny, sparkling diamonds. Arnold turned to me, his eyes reflecting the starlight. His voice was soft and honest. He told me his biggest dream. He wanted to share his life every single day with someone he loved very much. He looked deeply into my eyes when he said this. Then it was my turn. I told him my dream, a dream I had kept hidden for many years. I wanted to not be alone anymore. I wanted a partner, a true friend, someone to share everything with. I wanted to feel loved and to give love freely. I had wanted this for a long time, but I had stopped believing it could ever happen. Under the bright, shining stars, our hearts felt closer than ever. It was more than just talking. It was a deep, quiet understanding. I felt a strong, warm feeling grow inside me. It was hope, a powerful hope for our future. It was also certainty, a clear knowledge that this was right. My future with Arnold felt wonderfully bright. This trip to the sea was more than just a holiday. It was a beautiful promise of a new beginning for both of us. 7. A big question. We came back to our special cafe. It was the same small place near the river. The air smelled of fresh coffee. Soft music played. We had spent many happy hours here. Everything felt familiar and warm, but Arnold was different this evening. He was quiet. He did not smile as much as usual. His hands moved on the table. He looked at me, then looked away quickly. I felt a strange feeling. Something was happening. We drank our coffee slowly. Arnold did not talk much. My heart started to beat a little faster. Then he put a small, dark blue box on the table. It looked very important. My eyes went to the box. I looked at Arnold. He took a deep breath. His eyes met mine. They were still calm, but I could see a question in them. He opened the small box slowly. Inside, there was a beautiful ring. It shone under the cafe lights. Arnold spoke softly. His voice was a little shaky. "Bella," he said, "I do not want to waste another day. I want to share every day with you. Will you marry me?" My breath stopped. I could not speak. My eyes filled with tears very quickly. Many thoughts came into my head. I remembered all my years alone, the quiet days and lonely evenings. I always thought love was finished for me. I never expected such a big surprise. But Arnold came into my life. He brought music, laughter, and hope. He made me feel young and loved again. His kindness changed everything. He showed me that love can come at any time, bringing great happiness. Now he was asking me to be his wife. It was the biggest question of my life. I looked at him. His face was full of hope and love. My heart felt full and clear. A big smile came to my face, even with the tears. I nodded my head. "Yes," I said, My voice was a whisper full of joy. "Yes, Arnold, 1,000 times yes." He smiled, and his eyes became bright. He held my hands across the table. This moment felt like a wonderful dream, the start of something truly special. 8. A new beginning. The day of our wedding was lovely. It was a sunny day, perfect for our special event. We chose a small, beautiful garden for the ceremony. Many colorful flowers filled the garden. The air smelled sweet and fresh. Everything felt calm and happy. My friends and family came. It was wonderful to see all their faces. Some friends had tears of joy in their eyes. Even a few people who had worried about our age now smiled brightly. They saw the love between Arnold and me. It was a happy day for everyone. I wore a simple white dress. I felt very beautiful. Arnold wore a nice gray suit. He looked very handsome. When I walked towards him, my heart was full. He smiled, and his eyes showed so much love. Standing next to him, I felt like the luckiest woman. The person who married us spoke kind words. Then it was time for our vows. We promised to love each other, to be kind, and to stay together always. Saying these words felt very important. It was like closing one book of my life and opening a brand new one. I had lived alone for so long. Now I was starting a new story with Arnold. When we finished our vows, Arnold held my hand tightly. He leaned close and whispered, "This is our forever, Bella." His words were soft but strong. At that moment, I felt a deep peace. All my past worries disappeared. I knew that I had found my true home with him. My heart was completely full. After the ceremony, we had a small party in the garden. There was simple food and gentle music. Everyone laughed and talked. Arnold and I danced a little. We looked at each other and smiled. We knew this was just the beginning. Our life together was starting now. It was a new chapter, full of hope and love. I was 50 years old, but I felt younger than ever. This was a beautiful new beginning.